Morny, what is the second question you have for me?
The second question is from Northeast Riot, and he asks, basically that no one, Blizzard specifically, is not really talking about Velens' prophecy, and wanted to basically bring that up.
All right. I'm assuming when he says Velens' prophecy, he is talking about Anduin as an old man joining the Army of Light.
Yes.
It's not that no one is talking about it. It's that happened in a comic book, right?
Yes, it was in a comic book.
I forget. Are all comic books considered canon? I don't think so. I think some of them are, but not all of them.
Medan, or whatever his name is.
Medan is considered... It could be because we know that Blizzard completely retconned Medan, right? But that also made sense. If you had Medan in the game, no more threats whatsoever. Doesn't matter. You could literally throw all the cosmological forces at him at once and he would just kill them, and then happy days ever after. So Medan could never be in the game. I would say for the most part, I think comic books are basically... It's sort of like... what's his name again? Schrodinger's cat. It's either lore or not lore. It's either canon or not canon. You wouldn't know until you open the box, right? So it's sort of in this limbo state where Blizzard can either confirm its canonical state, or Blizzard could go, no, we're not going to go this route. I think Chris Metzen a few years ago actually confirmed its canonical state. But now we have Steve Denuser, and Steve Denuser could probably backtrack on that prophecy if he wanted to. Now, the interesting thing about that prophecy, it actually is confirmed as early or as recently as Shadows Rising, the book from Madeleine Roux. Because in Shadows Rising, Anduin stands, and there's a little bit of void that runs from his shoulder to the palm of his hand and then dissipates in the palm of his hand, right? And that is sort of the start of Anduin's prophecy. Because for Anduin to join the Army of Light, for that to be a story, there would need to be a fairly dark turn towards the darkness, if you will. So he is going to have to walk a bit of a different path before he would ultimately join the Army of Light. As the Army of Light stands right now, a bit fanatical. I think even for someone like Anduin, he would not join the Army of Light right now. Turalyon, on the other hand, absolutely prime for joining the Army of Light. In fact, one of my theories right now is that we get back to Azeroth and Turalyon has indeed allied himself with the Army of Light in a bid to take back Lordaeron, the pristine capital of the Alliance. And to return it to the City of Light, as it were. This is going to lead to a number of issues, because the Golden One claims a vacant throne, the Crown of Light brings only darkness. Makes sense. Lordaeron's throne is currently completely empty. If the Golden One, aka Turalyon, claimed it, that would prove correct the first part of the prophecy. The Crown of Light bringing only darkness. We've seen the results of the Army of Light on Alternative Draenor, so it can only be that much worse if they get to Azeroth. So we're obviously going to see there a lot of infighting between Anduin and Turalyon, because I doubt that Anduin is going to be okay with the actions of someone like Turalyon, considering also in Shadows Rising we see Turalyon and Illyria, and actually, it was Shadows Rising, where Illyria and Turalyon is on the hunt for Sylvanas. And they are basically interrogating citizens of Azeroth. And Turalyon uses his light to keep the citizens at bay, while Illyria uses her void to basically torture their minds. And this is what they do together. So both are basically on the verge of becoming Bonnie and Clyde, Devil May Die, right? Kind of characters within World of Warcraft. So I can honestly say that it's going to create a lot of fanaticism within the Alliance. And maybe we could finally see a raid on Stormwind, or a raid on Lordaeron, where the Alliance are actually the bosses that we go kill, and not once again just finding a way to turn the Void, the Horde into the enemy. Velens Prophecy, however, I think the reason a lot of people aren't talking about Velens Prophecy is because for Velens Prophecy to actually happen, it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next week. It's not going to happen next year. For Velens Prophecy, Anduin first and foremost has to be an old man, because that is what Velens saw. This can be achieved through multiple ways. One could be the same as Khadgar. Due to Khadgar's fight with the demons, he aged significantly. I believe it was his fight with oh my god, what's his name again? Dude that literally lives in Karazhan. Medivh. Due to that fight with Medivh and his demons, Khadgar aged like fucking crazy. Yeah, it could be the same for Anduin. So due to some kind of fight with something, Anduin ages rapidly, and suddenly we see the old man that Velens saw in his prophecy. Could be an interesting story. Could be kind of cool. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I would say right now, the Velen theory doesn't interest me as much as the end time theory. I will definitely keep that in the back of my mind, and I promise as soon as I can think of some kind of interesting speculation around Velen's theory, I will make that video. Right now, though, the video that is consuming my mind is the end time. Because there's some pretty big developments within the end time that no one is talking about, and everyone seems to be getting wrong. So that's the theory that I'm working on right now. But yeah, I hope that answers the question.
And yes, definitely.
Apocalypse is correct. Why is there like 164 people watching and only 65 likes? Are you not entertained? What the fuck am I? Just the monkey that dances? You guys think you don't need to hit the like button? What the fuck is this? Jesus. The threat that we see today might be the Dreadlord who infiltrated light. Possible, but let's leave the fucking Dreadlords out of it for one expansion before we go back to them, I think. But anyways, thanks for the super chat, Jay-Z. Really appreciate that.